Hola a todos, yo soy Lazo y bienvenidos de vuelta a The Stanley Parable. Estamos aquí, en este lugar bellísimo, muchachos. Habíamos dejado esto en este lugar tan bello, pero tan bello, que tenemos que irnos de aquí, muchachos. Muy bien, sigamos con la historia. Miren todos esos foquitos, ¿de dónde vienen? No lo sé, estamos en el espacio. Todo es posible, muchachos, vámonos de aquí. Vamos a un lugar vacío, lleno de nada.
No, wait, where are you going?
Ah, sí, lugar bello. Bueno, no. Aquí el detalle es de que este juego aparentemente la parábola es el obedecer o no obedecer, muchachos. Ahora, el narrador nos dijo que nos iba a mostrar un lugar bello si le hacíamos caso. La última vez agarramos a la puerta roja que nos sugirió y sí nos llevó a un lugar bastante bello.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Oh no, sería una lástima. ¿Por dónde más sugieres que vaya? No hay otro camino, demonios. Ok, ya entiendo. Tienen miedo de que me tire.
Let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Sí, lo voy a hacer. No hay nada que pueda hacer al respecto. Oh, sí. ¿Quieren que vuelva a comenzar? No veo ninguna otra salida.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Ok. Yo soy Stanley, voy a tomar mis propias decisiones. Se me hace la más nalga tirarme, no me quisiera tirar, pero... tal vez solo estaría perdiendo el tiempo. No parece haber otra salida, muchachos. A menos que abajo de las escaleras haya algo. Sí, vamos a ver primero eso. ¿Quién lo diría? Tal vez si voy para abajo, el narrador se sienta feliz. Queremos que se sienta feliz, ¿no es así, muchachos? No hay nada, muchachos. No hay nada. Ok. Aparentemente, muchachos, vamos a tener un nuevo enemigo. El narrador nos va a odiar para siempre. Pero aquí vamos. 1, 2, 3. ¡Uah!
No! Oh,
No, maté.
thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Oh, sí, claro, tenemos esta otra opción, supongo. A menos de que me vuelva a tirar, muchacho. No, pero volveré a empezar todo, ¿no? Ok, felicidad.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Dejar de movernos, ¿no? No lo sé. ¿Qué pasa si me tiro? ¿Qué pasa si me tiro de aquí? Oh, sí. Yo me dije... no me puedo tirar. Quiere que me deje mover. Pero qué divertido tiene eso. Oh, no. Vamos a tirarlos, muchachos. No me puedo controlar, demonios.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
¿Tiene sentido lo que dices?
No. What do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Lo siento, no me puedo controlar. Soy una persona sin control. Desobedezco por instinto. No me controlo, muchachos. Oh, no.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Cuando lo pones así, sí está bastante cagapalos. Pero me está manipulando. Pero está bien, vamos a hacerlo feliz. Supongo que no nos ha hecho nada. Mientras no nos haya hecho nada.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Ajá. Aunque, si nos regresamos por acá, muchachos.
No, perhaps not.
Qué gracioso, dice cosas todas las veces. Bueno, ya el diablo, está bien, está bien. Vamos a ver las cosas bonitas y no vamos a movernos. No nos estamos moviendo, vamos a ver si sucede algo, muchachos. Oh, miren. Miren todos esos foquitos, muchachos. Es precioso, un montón de puntitos brillantes por todos lados. Oh, sí. Cada uno de esos puntitos representa lo muchísimo que no me importa lo que está diciendo este sujeto. Y vamos a hacer lo que nosotros queramos. ¿Qué es lo que nosotros queremos? No lo sé. Pero cuando lo sepamos, lo vamos a hacer sin duda alguna. Y no porque nos lo dijo el narrador. Oh, no, sino porque nosotros quisimos desde un inicio. Tal vez estemos de acuerdo con él algunas veces y otras veces no. Pero lo importante es siempre tomar la decisión que tú quieres. Y no necesariamente me quiero tirar, no, nada más quiero que siga la historia, supongo. Y aparentemente lo que voy a hacer es tirarme. Ya nos dimos cuenta de que no nos morimos. Es como saltar a una alberca, muchachos. Es como un trampolín. ¡Lleve!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Solo estoy jugando, la verdad. Bueno, pero ¿qué es lo que quieres que haga, demonios?
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I still thought that was possible.
Ok, claro. Voy a estar aquí un rato, muchachos. Aparentemente. Vamos a saltar hasta la parte donde habla, supongo. Mientras voy a estar viendo esta preciosa vista, muchachos. Oh, disfrutando de los colores. De la nada. De la inmensidad. De la nada.
2 hours later.
Ok, no está ocurriendo absolutamente nada, muchachos. He estado aquí viendo a la nada y al todo. Y no sucede nada, muchachos. Simplemente me percaté de que casi todo es nada y casi nada es todo, muchachos. Es decir que en el universo casi está lleno de nada y el todo en realidad es muy poco. Entonces eso quiere decir que este mundo está muy vacío, tal vez muy lleno de nada, y la mayoría del todo no es absolutamente nada. Entonces, en proporción a la nada, obviamente. No me entienden lo que estoy diciendo, yo tampoco me entiendo. El punto es que me afectó estar en ese cuarto bastante. Entonces, vamos a tirarnos 1,000,000 de veces hasta que se rinda este sujeto y nos deje en paz. Ahora, tal vez me debo de tirar 2 veces rápidamente antes de que me pueda recuperar, supongo.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Ok, Byron. Era exactamente lo que estábamos buscando. Pero ahora con un enemigo. Oh, mi computadora, finalmente. Ok, digo, no soy Stanley, yo no hago esas cosas. Okay.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Okay.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ok, aparentemente sí está volviendo a empezar, pero súper volviendo a empezar. Entonces tal vez voy a estar regresando a ese punto. Va a haber 1000 historias que puedo agarrar.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
ok,
he
pero
entered
todas
the
las veces
door
tomo
on
algo
his left.
distinto para ver qué es lo que dice. Este juego es más interesante de lo que pensaba, muchacho. Oh, Dios mío. O sea, ves todas las posibilidades y todas las historias. Yo pensé que lo pasabas por completo y luego tenías que volver a comenzar y volverlo a hacer todo. Pero son historias pequeñas que te obligan a
Yet
estar
there was not
empezando.
a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
No es el jefe. Ahora nosotros somos el jefe, muchachos. Inmediatamente, cuando el jefe desaparece, uno tiene que tomar las riendas. Ahora, vamos a ver. Sí que este es el horario de las juntas. Ah, porque este es el cuarto de las juntas. Sí, a las 9, a las 10. O sea, todo el tiempo hay juntas. Cada hora hay una junta. O casi todas las horas hay unas tachitas ahí. No alteres sin consultar al manager al supervisor, supongo. El pizarrón blanco. Del pintarrón. Un minuto de apreciación al jefe. Sí. 20 cosas que te gustan de tu jefe. No, ya suficiente. Vámonos de aquí. Lo leería, pero no tengo el tiempo para estar leyendo. Tenemos muchas cosas que descubrir. El closet de los
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Lo sé, Doc. Tal vez encontremos algo interesante aquí.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
Silencio.
No reason to still be here.
Quiero una escoba, demonios. Estoy seguro de que hay algo. Algo nos tienen que estar escondiendo,
It
demonios.
was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Cállate.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
A menos de que bajemos. Ok, esto está... El carro de mi jefe,
But
muchacho.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
De vuelta a nuestra oficina, qué bien. Es el lugar perfecto, muchachos. Pero antes que nada, quiero decir que eso ha sido lo más perturbante que he visto en toda mi vida. He jugado juegos de horror, bastantes juegos de horror y bastantes otros juegos, pero esto que acabamos de presenciar, muchachos, fácil entra dentro del top 5 de las cosas más perturbantes que he visto en toda mi vida. No necesita ser un juego necesariamente de terror para poder perturbarnos horriblemente. Y te deja pensando un millón de cosas. Cosas que voy a mencionar en el próximo video, muchachos. Así es, porque se nos acaba de acabar el tiempo y... sí es, estamos de vuelta en nuestra maravillosa oficina. Tenemos muchos caminos por los cuales... muchos caminos cuales tomar y descubrir. Oh, Dios mío, muchachos. Oh, Dios mío, ¿qué nos espera? No lo sé. Pero por lo pronto no me queda más que decirles muchas gracias por ver Yo Soy Lazo y nos vemos en el próximo video.